to JcE&x. This time we are in England. We have left Australia and now we're going to be touring around the UK and Europe over the next few months. But first of all, we are in Newquay. Newquay is my hometown. This is where I grew up. Me and Corey have lived here together before and we're so excited to be back. We're going to be showing you all the best things to do in Newquay and around Cornwall, my home county. But today we're going to do a nice little introduction to Newquay and take you around the UK's #1 surf spot. We have come to Towan Beach. This is the main beach in Newquay in terms of families and tourists. It's nice and sheltered. You have like a little rock pool down there. A lot of people come here to have a little play in the surf. It's right next to the harbour and it's very iconic because it's got this island with a house on top connected by the bridge. It is private, so you can't go up there. Actually, it may be holiday accommodation now. It used to be private for a long time, but it's really cool and it's very iconic in Newquay. We are in springtime now, so we're defrosting out of winter. Sometimes when the sun comes out it's nice and warm, still not enough for me to go and have a beach day, but it's lovely weather to go and explore the coast. Pasty. Delicious, and I've had many since we've been back and I will have one today. What is Cornwall famous for? Pasties? Seagulls? That's about it. Newquay used to be a little fishing village a few hundred years ago. It still has the harbour here, but obviously it has grown and grown. It is a place where in winter there's a very small population and in summer it booms to over 100,000 people because it is such a tourist destination within the UK. But the harbour is still a nice little place to go to. They still have fishing boats and they do have some nice little cafes and restaurants around the area too. We're going to go have a little walk around harbour and we're going to continue on the coast to probably one of the most famous beaches in Newquay, and that's Fistral. Most of the beaches, I think all of them are actually dog friendly, so there's always so many dogs in Newquay and all around. If you go for a walk through town, you'll be able to pat so many good little boys and girls. There's heaps, so it's a great place to come if you want to bring your dog, or if you live here with your dog, it can pretty much go anywhere, into all the cafes, all the beaches. It's very nice.
Now, being on this side of the world, we are part of civilizations that have been around for a lot longer than in Australia. Only a couple of hundred years there, but here it's thousands of years. And because of that, we have so much buildings in such strange places, like this little harbour place here. You have like buildings on top of rocks. Like you saw before at Towan, there's one on top of the island. It's just a very cool, unique place. There's like cliff stairs and access ways everywhere, so lots of little nooks and crannies to explore around the Cornish coastline.
One of the cool places about the harbour that they have the stairs built into the cliffside. You can only get here when the tide is just low enough. So the tide is low enough right now, so we can go upwards and around the coast. Pretty much all of Newquay you can access all the way via around the coast depending on the tide times, and you can actually walk around all of Cornwall. It's called the Coastal Path, and yeah, it's 600 miles around the Cornish coast. This seaweed is very slippy. If you like cliff jumping or jumping into water, the harbour is the spot.
Good spot to jump off, but also all around the cliffs, all around the headland there's heaps of spots. You're just going to make sure that you're on the right tide, high enough that it's deep to jump into, because here the tide changes so much. I think it's by as much as 6 meters normally from low to high. So some of the beaches, the shoreline actually travels hundreds of meters. Like Crantock Beach especially is one of the big ones. It's so flat there and it just goes all the way out. It's pretty incredible actually, not something that I'm used to, not something that I think Australians are used to. It doesn't happen in the Gold Coast, but it happens here in Cornwall. Shah, what's that beach there?
Towan Beach.
Okay.
And then as you continue around the coast you can see more of the beaches of Newquay. So over this one here is Great Western. That's where Corey is currently learning to surf. Then over there with all those little beach shacks is Tolcarne. And then as you continue around you go to Porth. So you have Watergate Bay, which is where they hold the Ballmasters Festival. And then continuing that you have Morgan Porth, And then that's where my failure at geography hits. But I just love the coastline here. It's just so beautiful. Like I said earlier, you can just walk along the coast. We've done that a few times actually, haven't we? We've walked from here to Watergate, yeah. And then there's a place called Bedroof and Steps that is just stunning that we have to go back to. But yeah, there's miles and miles of coastal path. Absolutely beautiful. Go on a good day, nothing better.
What's the weather like now?
Now, the weather is very unpredictable, we found, since we've come back. The weather apps were saying sunshine today, cloud today, rain today, and it's always been a bit wrong. Today's not too bad, we'll have the clouds, it's supposed to get full sunshine soon, but I think we're reaching highs of about 12, 14 degrees this week. A bit different than what we're used to, but it's okay.
And he would shout,
I love all the wildflowers. Now we're coming into spring, we're really starting to see all the beautiful flowers bloom. We actually have to go and just take you guys to the boating layer to Nance Gardens because they're looking so pretty right now. The woodlands are really starting to come alive again.
One of the many adventure activities to do here in Newquay is coasteering, and if you haven't heard of it before, it's a mixture of rock climbing, cliff jumping and open sea swimming. It has everything, but basically you wear a very thick wetsuit, you put a life jacket on, a helmet on, and you just find loads of places to climb up out of the water and then jump back in and get around the coastline. It's really cool. We've done a little bit of it when we were here before, and I can tell you it is a lot of fun.
Sunshine! Yay! The weather is so on off, but as soon as the sun shines, it just looks so much better here. It goes from like miserable to like super, I don't know, beautiful and happy and summery.
Yeah. Honestly, Newquay, when the weather's nice and the water's flat, it gets like that sometimes, and you could just be anywhere, like in the Mediterranean with beautiful clear water, snorkeling through the flat. It's just beautiful here when it's on. When it's not on and it's wavy, then you have surfing. So if you've got a good wetsuit, best of both worlds.
Now we are at Huer's hut, and this place is a great lookout all along the coast, and this used to be used as a place for people to come and watch or look out for big shoals of fish.
They're spotters, weren't they?
Yeah, spotters. Not anymore, but we still have this beautiful little building here. You can actually walk up it and go to the top. It's got an amazing view from up here, and it's just a really cool historical building that's still standing.
You gonna go up it?
I'm gonna go up it, but I always get a bit nervous because the stairs are so tiny.
Can you see any fish?
No. Ta-da! Actually, it has the date here of when the building was erected, 1835. Very, very old, but such an amazing view, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can see the whole coast.
Give us a tour.
Behind us over here, we have the headland. We've got Little Fistral, and Headland Hotel. Yeah, I really like this spot.
Jeez.
Very cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So as you go this way, and we're going to continue around the coast and over to Little Fistral.
Look how happy you are that sun's out.
I'm so happy the sun's out. The sun makes everyone happy.
So we have been coming to Newquay together since I think 2013, 2014, and we've got quite a few friends here. Something that we love about Newquay is the community. There are so many cool little events, pop-ups and like get-togethers, all based around like supporting the community. It's a very community-led town with like stand-up comedy. They have poetry nights, they have night markets, wellness. There is so much like yoga and meditation, and we've done a couple of sound baths since we've been back, which have been so nice. But yeah, it's a very community, wholesome town to live in. It used to not be that. It used to be like a real party zone when I first came here. It was very, very popular for like stag do's and hen do's. There was a lot of that and all of the stuff that comes with it. It was a little bit gross, but now it's certainly changed. That Headland Hotel looks impressive. Has that been in any films or anything?
I wonder. The Headland Hotel has been in a film, it was in the original Witches film, so it's quite famous for that. It was used in the war as a hospital too, I believe. So there's a lot of history there, a lot of hauntings apparently. It's very popular to go there and have like a day trip, go and have cream tea, you know, afternoon tea,
Yeah.
high tea. Added on like a big extension since we've been away, and it's a huge spa. We haven't checked it out. We've not really actually spent much time at Headland. Maybe we should go there for a nice little high tea one day. That'd be nice.
But sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happy or now.
Pretty steep. This is the old lifeboat ramp, and opposite me is the old lifeboat house. So this is not used anymore. As you can see, these will go pew straight down there with the lifeboat. But we are now at Towan Headland. A lot of locals call it Little Fistral because there's a little small beach here connected to the larger Fistral Beach. I think it's one of the nicest spots in Newquay beach-wise, and we're gonna go.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happy or now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happy or now.
Little Fistral, such a cute little spot. There's a nice little sheltered coves in there, and you can make your way over to Fistral by jumping over these rocks. It's a bit sketchy though, so it's much easier to go on this path, and it's less than a 5-minute walk to go from the headland to Fistral main beach, which I can see is very, very busy with surfers right now.
Sometimes all I think about is you.
We are now at the famous Fistral Beach. This is iconic to Newquay. Everyone thinks of Fistral Beach when they come to Newquay. This is where they hold the annual surfing competitions. It's a huge surfing beach. As you can see, it's pretty busy out there with surfers. The tide is out right now. We've got holidaymakers down there enjoying the little bit of sunshine that we've got right now. Fistral's got some really nice restaurants here. We've got a stable, like a pizza place. They've got a Rick Stein's restaurant. I think there's a seafood restaurant there. So this is a great all-round holiday destination.
So yes, this is Fistral Beach, and right now we are in the sand dunes. You have South Fistral up that end, and that's more quieter. But down here you have all the restaurants and a surf shop and a pasty shop and Headland Hotel, and that's where most people hang out because the surf lifeguards are there, and you can swim and surf pretty safely here.
My stomach is hungry, and that means it's either going to be chippies or pasty, and today is pasty. So we're going to cut back through the golf course from Fistral back into town, and we're going to go and choose a nice pasty because we're in Cornwall, and obviously you got to have a Cornish pasty when you're in Cornwall. That means about 80% of our diet right now is Cornish pasties.
As a Newquay local, what was your favourite part about growing up in Newquay?
I guess the summers here were just so much fun. So, especially like in high school, you'd have the 6 weeks off, and there'll be the ball masters down at Fistral, like the surf event and the skate event. You'd have the festival, and yeah, it was just all of the beaches. Literally, how many beaches we have here? About 7?
I think it's more.
Maybe more?
I think we counted one time, it was like 14 that's like within 10 minutes
walking
of...
distance.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's just my favourite thing definitely about growing up here was just being able to spend the whole of summer on the beaches. They were so accessible, so nearby. Everything's within walking distance, like you said. The coastline's amazing. And yeah, just the vibe that it has here in summer, it's a really fun vibe, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is Fore Street, and it's filled of such cute little houses. I really like it down here. Soon we'll hit all the cafes. One of the new ones that's popped up since we've been away is Box and Barber. They used to have a smaller cafe, now they've got a bigger one. That's pretty nice. And yeah, we're going to go hit back the main town centre. That's where you can get pretty much everything you want from the main town centre. Mostly fish and chippies, pasties,
or
souvenirs, and pubs. Alright, got our pasties. Corey has gone for a Chinese cauliflower curry, vegan one, and I have just got a traditional wholemeal veggie. So yummy. So the traditional Cornish pasty has the crimp, and the miners used to hold it like this. They'd have one side filled with sweet, so like a jammy kind of dessert kind of style food, and then the other side would be savoury, so that's how you get like the traditional steak and veggies. But you can pretty much get so many flavours these days, it's crazy. But I like traditional veggies, sometimes some curry ones they do, or some like vegan Thai ones. But they are delicious.
Have a bite.
And I will.
Newquay is renowned as a top surfing destination in the UK, so this summer I'm hoping to learn how to surf. I've got myself a foam board and we're down at Great Western. I'm going to jump in. It's a little bit choppy out there, but I've had some beautiful waves in the past week. Average water temperatures in Newquay at the moment are about 10 degrees. So I've got a very wintry wetsuit on. It's 7 mil thick on the body, 5 on the arms. I'm going to be nice and toasty out there, but my fingers and tootsies might be a bit cold.
Unlike Corey, I am not going to go in the water. I do really want to learn to at least bodyboard though this summer while we're spending it in Newquay. However, it's still a bit cold for me. I haven't got a wetsuit, so I'm not going to go in, but I will watch him from the shoreline.
The waves are very messy out there. I think the wind is making them all really choppy. But when the waves aren't good, I'm just practicing paddling and trying to get used to using those different muscles, because it gets really sore if you haven't used those muscles before. But I caught one wave, I stood up for a good amount of time, so I'm going to go back in and try some more.
Now?
Yeah. Managed to get 2 waves in the end. That was good fun though. Newquay is like I said before, really renowned for being UK's premier surfing destination, and every year they hold Boardmasters, which is like I think it's a surfing, skating kind of like board sport competition, and it's also linked with a festival here. But yeah, this is where everyone comes in the UK to surf.
And to learn to surf.
How to learn to surf. I think I'm doing alright. Got to.
We're just enjoying the end of our day here above Towan Beach, watching the sunset. It's sitting over by Towan Headland where we were earlier. It's been a lovely day, but as always, please leave a comment below if you want to know more about Newquay or you want us to go and venture anywhere.